Hello, my name is Poiuymew, and welcome to episode 4 of our Rayuel campaign. So, in the last episode, we pushed north, and we ended up vassalizing Ordia right here. They are currently just a little bit disloyal, but we'll soon have them in line. And then we turned and we took out the goblins right here. I believe they were called Land Shark. And we gave Ordia back their 2 cores, and then we took these 2 provinces for ourselves. And also, a religious incident has fired. So, for those of you that don't know, the new Sun Cult got an overhaul in the Light and Dark update mod, or in the Light and Dark update, sorry. And we now have incidents like in Shinto in the base EU4 game. And the death of Telerios has fired. Essentially, he was the person who kind of reunified the new Sun Cult after everything went bad. And he died, and he was a leader of Irrliam. So now we get to choose, you know, kind of what happens going forward with the religion, and there's been a council that has been called. So for too long, the individual nations have been debating the proper place of Surael's chosen within Bulwari society. Some of the more zealous among us believe the Sun Elves to be god kings, infallible and ineffable, to be kept away from the masses and to interact with them only through the clergy. Some believe them divinely inspired rulers and chosen champions. There are also those who think that they are simply the ones chosen to lead us to Surael's light, not to carve the path or allow us to see it, but to guide us on it as equals. Whatever the case, it must be decided here and now what the chosen truly mean to us. So remember that our lore for our country is that we broke away from elven oppressors and we created a republic. And the republic was created by both humans and elves that were not of the ruling class. So I think it makes sense for us to go for as low of a chosen's role as possible. Right, so we're probably going to go for Surael's voice. Unfortunately, that does give us minus 0.5 tolerance to the true faith, but I think that's what fits the nation the best. Now, we have an option, and each of these will kind of put us on a path for each level of the chosen's role. And it seems that Irrliam is going for the level 2, but we're going to go for priestly servants of Surael here to help us find salvation. So we will lower the chosen's role level, or this will lead us toward that decision. And we do get minus 1 tolerance of the true faith. Now, with that event out of the way, there will be more pertaining to it, don't you worry. We have a couple of little housekeeping things we need to take care of. I need to send some troops over to Gemile to unoccupy that. And thank you to the comment that pointed out that I need to put my galleys on hunting pirates, because we're just getting raided non-stop. Let's go ahead and we'll send half to our main trade node and the other half over here to the flooded coast. Now, with that out of the way, let's get our guys moving right there and get some transports. We have some missions to complete. We'll make sure we're also just pouring everything up. Alright, missions. So, conquer South Overmarch. After the recent conquest of Krathanor, our eyes have turned north to the areas of the Overmarch. Many of our officers, both hungry for additional glory and seeking a stable front, see the conquest of these lands as a necessary strategic move. And while not fully granted to the Krathanori people, a part of the southern Overmarch was granted to them by Chexis back in the days when they were first brought to Bahar. And as our republic includes the Krathanori, so too do our claims include theirs. It's an interesting interpretation of it, but I like it. Alright, we gain 10 army tradition and permanent claims on the West Overmarch and East Overmarch areas. Which I believe... Yes, we already own. We own them both. So, we were just ahead of the game there. And now, Rayuel Reborn. While the decades of devastation did indeed live up to its name and the havoc and destruction it caused, it did cause some good in the fundamental changes it forced onto Rayuel. Our new republic, while originally flawed and weak, has driven Rayuel to a greatness never before seen as we establish a strong hold over all of Western Bahar and begin to recover from the drought and goblin invasions. We can now proclaim a true free republic for all in Rayuel, no matter where they are from or who they pray to. Anyone can lead as long as they are willing to fight to protect our freedoms. For as the popular saying goes, say what you will, I am free. Alrighty, so we get a special Tier 1 government reform, the Rayuli Republic. We get minus 5% idea cost and plus 2 max Barona cultures, and then minimum or less absolutism. We'll go ahead, we will of course switch that over. Political dynasties is no longer valid. So yeah. Alright, we have our own republic. Rulers can be of different cultures and races, but can't be re-elected after ruling for more than 20 years. So we have a limited amount of re-electability. We can get republicanism or authoritarianism. I think we go republicanism here. That makes sense to me. And we have frequent elections. Interesting. Okay, so how often are our elections? Is it really every 3 years? Wow. Okay. All right. So we're definitely going to want to be farming that Republican tradition as much as we can. That is for sure. Alrighty, so finish conquest of Ordia. With the conquest of South Overmarch complete, we should now strive to push further north and annex all of Ordia. Not only will this secure our borders, but it will allow us to claim the old Castinorian citadel of Bal Ord. Doing so will also secure the massive forests of northern Ordia, and unite all of the Ordia people in a stable, safe, and prospering home for them. A home that they can also have a say in, the Republic of Rayuel. Well, I mean, they're our vassals, so they don't have much of a say right now, but eventually, yes, they will have a say in some things. We get a permanent claim on Nathalir. Now, we would be able to finish this mission, except, for some reason, my vassal deleted their fort here. So we're going to have to rebuild that at some point. Don't quite have the funds to do that right now, but that's okay. Now, there is another mission that we can complete. It is dealing with the Dwarves. And we are now able to accept their culture since we have got the extra 2 slots from our super cool unique government type. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to accept the Copper Dwarves. I did think about kicking them out, but nah, not really worth it. I think it's better just to accept them in. And we do need to convert these for even another mission. And with some help for that, we're going to go for the missionary strength guy here. We are going to go ahead and slap down the enforce religious unity, and then we are going to go ahead and start converting all of these provinces, even though it is very, very expensive. That is okay. We have to get it done at some point. Another mission. So, dealing with the Dwarves. Even before the conquest of Abdel Tungur, the Dwarven question has rested heavily upon the minds of our top officers. Can we truly trust the Dwarves to become loyal subjects, or should we perhaps force them into their hold and claim the surface for ourselves? While one side argues that believing the Dwarves would forgive old grudges and become loyal subjects is a foolish endeavor, the others believe that if they would be treated as equals and even had a say in our republic, then maybe, just maybe, they could see Rayuel as their home. So we gain a very large tolerance increase of Dwarves. Oh, the religion changes to the new Sun Cult. I like that. Okay, so it didn't tell me that it would do that, but since I accept them, that's awesome. I like that. And then we gained some dwarves in some places, and it is renamed. Ooh, I like that. That was cool. Okay, so this is now converted. That helps our religious unity a lot. Like, yeah, we were at 47, but it should be higher now. But I will convert. Oh, I guess it converted all of it. Beautiful. All right, then. Well, I didn't need to do that. I will convert this, though. 59 months. We'll throw down the enforced religious unity there. I'm going to mothball these 2 forts for now, just to save some money while we are in a transition period. Let's only send, I don't know, 2 troops over onto Gem Isle, and we're going to bring the rest down here, because we are going to go to war with Marblehead next. I was thinking about going at Azka Evren, but I don't know what that would do for this event chain, because they're allied to Irrliam, so we might wait a little bit to see what happens. And I want to make sure we take out Marblehead while we still have the chance, before our ally takes them out or Azka Everett goes back at them again. I think we are finally good to unpause. We do have some rebels that are about to pop up, so actually that fort does need to stay online. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Lots to do. So everybody's loyal. I can revoke land as soon as I unoccupy this province right here, so that is good to know. Innovativeness is decreasing. Yep. We may have to think about developing the Renaissance at some point. Regent Court Zealots. Really? Okay. That's fine, I suppose. Kind of sucks, but we're not going to get there in time to stop them, I don't think. Nope, we are not. Unfortunate. Well, on the other hand, it got rid of the Jad, so you know, It got rid of one religion to another one. Irrliam declared war upon Drolokand. Who's that? Oh, him. Well, that's bad because we're gonna need that land eventually. Alright, and let's take out these rebels. Perfect. And they are gone. There's a lot of devastation in this province. Like, a lot. But that'll take a while to tick on down. Bring you guys over here. Even if we do have rebels that are rising up, I want to go kill Marblehead, just get it out of the way. Once we get Tech 6, though, is when I'll probably want to declare, just so we can beat them very efficiently. I was going to do something else, but now I don't remember. So, I'll just pretend like I wasn't going to do it. Let's see. Yep, we're improving with our vassal. They are now loyal. That is very good. We will annex them the first kind of moment that we can. No reason to wait around for it. Great expansion, very nice. Actually, I don't like you waiting there. Because if the rebels rise up right there when it's just 3,000 guys, they are going to get wiped, and I don't want to deal with that. We are bleeding money, unfortunately. Which is another reason why I want to go up Marblehead, get as much money. Alright, results of the first debate. Oh, how does this work? I don't know how this works. I don't know what, like, the percentage influence is. Okay, well. 4.3% say the chosen are the God Kings. I mean, you guys can read the percentages. Seems like 13% agreed with us. So, unfortunately, most people are still following Irrliam. Unity increased. Ah, right. So, Unity is another religious incident that can fire. Where some other bad things happen. Alright, perfect. So, Goblin majority is expelled from this province right here. Yes, it gets devastation, but it's the correct culture and religion. Ooh, okay. People are not happy with how we are running things. We will take Miltech right now, of course. No unbalanced research yet. That is a good sign. We can get new cav. We have 2 cavalry, so not bad. And then I am going to instantly declare war on Marblehead. We're going to go right for their armies. We're going to wipe them, I hope. They do have a 3-shock general, but we are Tech 6. Yeah, these guys, they're going to prepare to go to war with Marblehead now. So let's make sure we leave 2 men there. Make sure they can't snag a province from us. And there we go. Perfect. Take Cav off, take you off, and send you up here to loot as much as possible. And we have occupied the province. There are only 2 provinces. Yeah, that's fine. We have a 4th there to deal with that. Oh boy. We are bleeding money so fast. We can get another 80 ducats from this war. Not bad. Yep. Predictable. This is unfortunately going to put us into a range where Versartans is going to start desiring some land around us. Alrighty, so the second debate, the place of humans in the clergy. So our clergy has, until now, been made up of human priests and administrators who guide the population in the worship of Suriel and his chosen people, the Sun Elves. It has always been their place to teach the masses the proper methods and rituals of worship, and to act as liaisons between the more isolated, deified elves and the common folk. Some have proposed, however, to hand over leadership of the clergy to the Sun Elves themselves, thus allowing them to dictate the proper way to worship directly. They would then teach the ways to the human priests under them, who would in turn teach the commoners. Yeah, no. I don't think we need to change. I don't really want the elves to be in more control of the religion. That sounds like a bad idea. They already have too much power. Let the people be free. Right, we can just go to speed 5 here. And Ordia is fully improved with. I would like to find some more allies. Perhaps someone outside of the Bulwar. Let's see, maybe we can get Busalar to, no, it looks like we've improved with them a lot, yeah. Alright, and we have won the siege, that is 100%, and we will go ahead and full annex them, take my 80 ducats, and it's out. And yep, there goes Marblehead, perfect. So we can now core these both up. And our coastline has expanded. We are going to need quite the strong navy in the near future, so we got to make sure that we are focusing on developing some naval provinces at some point. And we can now go for an election. Oh! Hey, I really like this. And you get small tolerance increase of that culture. That is cool. I like this. All right. Oh, let's go for the 333. I don't know. How do we feel about elves? Integrated? Sure. We'll go with the Sun Elf. It's only 3 years. Yeah, all right. I like this Krathenori Republic. It's new and it's interesting. All right, we need another rival. Harpyland? Yeah, sure. Goblin minority expelled. Let's bring all of our guys over. Oh, everybody likes us more, but our main culture receives +2 unrest. Not a fan of that. You are going to move onto this dwarven hold, so I'm going to back off. Well, I don't want to lose the stability, so... And I need the money. I guess we are going to lose some more Republican tradition, but that's okay, because it seems that I don't really need to re-elect people necessarily, because we get some pretty good guys. No, I will just renounce the claim on that. I want them to be friendly with me. We can go back down to speed 4. We don't need a speed 5 through it. Alright, so 60% of people agreed with us and said that there are no changes that needed to be added to the system. I like that. So it really seems like Irrliam is the current leader, and I guess we're kind of voting to see who's good. Dang it. I forgot about those 3,000 troops. We're kind of voting to see who's going to be the new leader of the religion going forward. We'll wait for those 3 new troops to be built up before we engage these rebels. They will not take it in time. Let me double check where the institution is. Yeah, it's gonna take a while to get to us still. We almost have enough points to develop it. 56, 39, 38 development. Ooh. Yeah. I mean, it sucks that we wouldn't be able to take tech. Like, I want to get my first idea group, but I think... I don't know. I don't want to develop this province because it's Regent Court, and I'll have to convert it eventually. Decisions. Is there anything in our mission tree that gives us a reduction of development in our capital? Let's see here. Eliminating the Pretender. No, I'm not seeing it right here. I know there is down the line, but not right here. That is okay. 48, huh? We have to develop this anyways at some point. Maybe we develop Renaissance here. Defensiveness, goods produced. You know what? Let's do it. Let's encourage development. We will develop Azka, sell Azka with some Diplo and some admin. And then we'll use the mill right now, so it's cheaper. Well, it got us most of the way there, 67%. We'll just be plopping points down into it when we can now. And we have the third debate. So, the treatment of heretics. The tolerance of heretics in the New Sun cult is another matter that has largely been left up to individual leaders to decide upon. This can be dangerous, however. When one lord believes that they must be persecuted at all costs, and another is willing to tolerate them in their city, this often leads to wars between otherwise peaceful, Suriel-respecting neighbors. We should use this opportunity to decide what to do with heretics in Bulwar and beyond, so that when the time comes, all know the correct path, and no one can complain about how they were handled. Well, we're not doing that. I don't think that's good. Having to bring them back into the light, so that gives them more missionary strength. Missionary strength versus heretics. Until 1578. I don't think we have any heretics now. Not yet. I think they pose no threat. Again, we're Rayuel. We're supposed to be kind of a country of freedom here in the Bulwar. So I think we go, they pose no threat to us. None. Except these rebels. The rebels, they pose a threat. Like a threat good enough that I'm going to go ahead and sally out my troops so they don't take it when I wasn't paying attention. And there we go. That takes care of those rebels. Goodbye. You're of course losing a lot of manpower. A lot of manpower. when it comes to fighting these rebels. And we have more that are popping up. Land shark separatists are over in here in these hills. Let's hope we can get there before they spawn. That way we get the defensive advantage. Bersartenses, Dartaxgardum, Irrliam. I'm going to improve with Irrliam because I'm hoping to ally them when we betray Bersartenses. Because once we take out Azka Evron, or at least most of it, I suppose, then we will be moving on to both of these nations who are currently our allies. So we got to find someone else that we can depend upon, or we are going to be in a lot of trouble. Okay, that's almost converted. Very good. That should lower the unrest quite a bit. Oh yeah, that was almost like 14 points of unrest. And we can convert West End. Perfect. That had... Oh, it had religious zeal from the Jad. But because rebels converted it, I guess it no longer has religious zeal. Whatever. Works for me. Alright, no edict. We will keep the development cost because we are still trying to get this up to a good spot, 72%. And we are making money. Woo, we're making money, let's go! We're losing almost a ducat from interest. That is rough. Accusations. Bersartenses. Okay. That lowers our trust probably to a unkeepable level. So we're going to lose that alliance here in a second, and I don't want that to happen yet. Let's go ahead and increase favors, use favors to increase trust above 30. I want to use them against Azka Evron and Irrliam, and I was hoping to wait to do that until later, but I don't know if I have that option now. Results of the third debate. So, 52% that heretics cannot be saved, they must die. Well, you know what? I don't agree with them. I think that people should just chill out. That's what I think. They seem to disagree. They seem to disagree quite heavily. Jadari is getting absolutely bodied by Mullen. Wow. Just absolutely wrecked. Their capital still isn't sieged down, but everything else is. What's the... But they're winning. Yes, they're winning. +3. Sure, okay. Whatever you say, Jadari. Hey, I won't judge your interesting decision-making. Let's see, he's trying to make sure that all of the devastation is gone from these provinces around them. Okay. So we have 15... Oh, fourth debate. The stance on gnolls. So, gnolls. The demon spawn monsters of a bygone age that linger still in the deeper deserts and hills of Sarhal and Bolwar. Once they reigned over humankind, enslaving them and oppressing them. Though it is said that before the Jazobine came, many of the human cities prospered under Gnollish rule. That prosperity still came with heavy taxes, and the knowledge that the money came from exploitation and enslavement of humans. After the Jazobine, of course, things in Bolwar were nightmarish. Though she was eventually defeated, and Gnollish warlords would go on to ravage Bolwar in constant fights and raids for power and slaves. Everything changed when Jaharian Ta Diran Ari arrived in 1001 AA and began his liberation of Bolwar and the lands beyond. The Sun Cult named him Suriel Reborn, after he banished the Gnolls from our lands and freed the human cities from their oppressive yoke. But the Gnolls of today are not the Gnolls of the past, and we must decide what is to become of them. Alrighty, so I think we go for the misguided creatures. Again, we're about the freedoms. We don't like gobos, alright? But Gnolls, those were the Gnolls of the past. We think that these Gnolls can be changed. So we're going to go for it. Even though it's, I don't know if that's true or not, but we'll figure it out. No. We are going to, well, should we pay back this loan? Yes, I will. I will pay back one loan, thank you. And now I need to find out, or decide, I should say, what I'm going to do. Well, first of all, I'm going to go and oppress all the rebels over here. Luckily, our expulsion of goblins has already worked, and we now have full control over these provinces. Correct religion and culture, that is good. Trade dispute with Azka Evron, that makes sense. Have I embargoed you? That is the question. I have not, but I will. Alrighty, and all of our troops are now together. And let's make sure we are putting these rebels down. Now again, going to Azka Evran here. Irrliam and Elisna. I mean, that's quite the alliance chain they have. I'm gonna want a couple more troops, I think, before I go to war with them. Because they do have a level 3 fort. If they didn't have a level 3 fort, I might be more willing to just go at them and kind of hope for the best, but that'll keep me occupied for long enough where Irrliam and Elisna will get up there. Though Elisna is pretty weak. Let's see. Oh, so it's the same stats every time is what it looks like. Hey, I'm fine with that. Let's go with the Krathanori candidate. Or maybe it's just based on your accepted cultures? I'm not sure. Not sure. So, results of the 4th debate. Yeah, people do not agree with us about the Gnolls. They are very much anti-Gnoll. But you know, I can't blame them. At least they didn't go with number 1. So, that's nice. Now, I don't know, am I missing something? Am I missing like a counter where it shows the unity from it? Well, that's the tension level. Yeah, I'm not sure. Alright, we can go to speed 5 here. And I could ally Irrliam if I broke my alliance with Bosartensis. But I don't want to do that until after I'm done with the war against Azka Evran. So we have managed to convert some people over here, very nice. Our religious unity is now looking much, much better at 81. Long-term grudges come to fruition. I don't think we need any more tolerance, but I don't want a large tolerance decrease. Let's go ahead and first develop these provinces. Perfect, Renaissance has appeared, and now we can lose the 30 admin, I suppose. Are we really making 6 ducats a month? Wow! Well, I can't do that, so the merchant guilds are going to have to be a little bit upset. Alrighty, so the 5th debate. In times gone by, the Order of the Zenith was an elite military group within the New Sun cult, but unlike the other inquisitorial orders, these did not answer to the Inquisitorial College. Instead, they answered directly to Telerios and acted solely upon his will. These zealots were to scour Bulwar for heretics that did not believe the elves were Suriel's chosen. They were allowed free rein on how to deal with these individuals, which usually meant great spectacles of execution entirely outside of the Order of Judges' remit. Their second, lesser-known task was to convince other Sun Cult leaders to step in line with Telerios, keeping him and Irrliam as a whole on top of the pile. With Telerios gone, however, they are floundering without direction. We must decide what is to become of them. Well, it sounds like we should get rid of them. Like, that does not sound like a good thing to happen. They were Telerios' left hand and shall be his descendants as well. Heck no, dude. I want them disbanded. Get those guys out of here. What? You're crazy if you think that's a good idea. I mean, obviously Irrliam thinks it's a good idea because they get it. So, they're like, oh yeah, this is great. Alright, 15 out of 23. We don't have the manpower to get to our maximum amount of troops, but I could look into recruiting some mercenaries. We can afford these 5 guys, and then we get us up to 20,000 troops. As for our professionalism, we have 2. So we don't really need to worry about losing professionalism or hiring the mercenaries. So I think that's what I will do when we are about to go to war. Let's see. I don't know how long this event chain is with Irrliam, but I'm assuming it can't be much longer. So I am going to drill. I think that's probably a good idea. And we can, of course, just get a constant flow of generals in from our leaders. VPEC gets faceting, good for them. Let's, results of the 5th debate. I'm also just going to pay off this loan real quick. We're debt-free. So, yeah, most people, a small, very small majority, decided that they should be disbanded. So, Irrliam gets to keep control over the Order of the Zenith. What? But we said they should be disbanded. Interesting. Interesting. So maybe they don't need a true majority. Maybe they just need a certain amount of the votes to get it. That is pretty tricky. Pretty tricky. We have lost a general. That is okay. The 6th debate. So, Funding local festivals. From as far back as the early days of the old Bolwari sun cult, it has been believed that generosity, friendship, inclusivity, and positivity are virtues which help us keep our hearts away from the darkness, which Suriel is ever fighting against. And festivities have always been the people's favorite way of practicing those virtues. Until now, the festivals and parties have been held by the richest countries with the most caring monarchs, as they are expensive and take great administration to organize. This is unfair to the common folk of other nations, which cannot afford such luxuries. There is a call for a decision to be made on this matter. So, festivals warm our hearts and help us fight the darkness. They should be funded by the church. Okay, so this will increase chosen role level, but we gain tolerance to the true faith, less national tax. Buying them some equipment should be enough. This is what Irrliam wants, so we just lose 50 crowns straight up. And then we gain tolerance to the true faith, and then actually festivals could become a good source of revenue for the church. I think this time we are going to go with Irrliam here. I don't think we need festivals all the time, but making sure that there's enough equipment for the church to be able to do the festivals, that's good. Because remember, we're not anti-sun cult, right? We're still believers of the new sun cult. We just don't think that elves are like essentially deities, or like the chosen of a deity. So we're just going to give the 50 crowns up to make sure that the church can fund these festivals. Diplomatic insult, nope. I almost always choose to increase relations with that event. I don't know why you would choose something else. That just seems like you're hurting yourself. Now, we do have a ruined hold here, and I know there's something that we can do with that. But it's not until after we eliminate the pretender, I believe, that we can kind of do a little bit of development pushing around. Or maybe it's here if we expel the dwarves. Or here, I should say. I don't know. So unity increased. Yeah, most people agreed. So it seems like we have a pretty good amount of influence. Because Irrliam has the most likely, but then I think it's us. Election. The term is up for Irrliam. We can keep him, lose 8 Republican tradition. What's your trait? War exhaustion? No, let's go with the Bahari candidate. I want a good trait. That's okay. Right, I want to build a spy network here for some siege ability, because, while it might not happen in this episode, we are definitely going to be going to war with Azka Evren in the next. So, Jaharian Ta Dirinharia, or Jahair, as he is known to us, I prefer that pronunciation, that's for sure, was the elven liberator of Bolwar. The original sun cult named him Suriel Reborn, a god given earthly form on Halan. His conquest in the name of Suriel, his proper name, would serve only to reinforce this belief. Upon his assassination in 1127 AA, the people's faith in him and his kind was shaken. How could a divine being simply be assassinated like a common general? The priesthood made a proclamation that the Jahair's divinity, as granted by Suriel, had passed on to his kin upon his death, making sun elves the chosen people of Suriel, and, as such, divine in their own right. There have, of course, always been people who think otherwise. Some maintain that no one could ever truly embody Suriel's majesty, and that only parts of his divinity are in the sun elves. Some believe that they are not divine at all, and simply share a connection to Suriel. As such a core tenet of our belief, it is vital that we have a unified opinion on this matter. Well, we can say that he was Jahair's, was the god reborn. We could say that he had the soul. We could say that he was a mighty champion, acting according to his will. And I think we're going to go with this one. It might make everybody else super mad at us, but I think it's just what we would do, right? We went through the decades of devastation. We saw the Sun Elven kingdoms break apart, and that whole time they've been oppressing the humans and claiming that they have this divine nature, but then we rose up, and we have expanded, and we have proven that you don't need a Sun Elf to lead to be successful in the Bulwar. So I think he was a mighty champion, but he was not divine. Heated debates. Yeah, we'll lose the money. Looks like we have some rebels popping up over... Oh, right here, actually. Let's stop drilling and go over to some rebel suppression. Perfect. Then we'll have to go back over to Blackkeel and put those guys down as well. And I'm assuming there's going to be like a event or something to wrap up the chain here. I'm not sure. Maybe? Possibly? Yes, results. There we go. So 69% say that he was a divine herald inhabited by the soul of Suriel. Looks like we have 8.6% of the vote, I'm gonna guess, because I don't think anybody else voted for that. So let the decision be adopted across the Bulwar. So, nope, Anzabad. Hey, Anzabad, buddy, I don't know who... yeah, woo! We get some relation with you. So, oh, that's bribes. I'm assuming there's another pop-up. I know this episode's probably going on a little bit longer than the usual episodes, but I wanted to make sure that this is all in one, the incident. I'm going to take the money. I like money. And here we go. So, the Council of Medurubar comes to a close. The final, lesser debates have come to an end, and as the sun sets, bright fires are lit across Medurubar, and an enormous festival begins in earnest. People dance and sing, and eat and drink in happy unity with one another, knowing that forevermore the new Sun Cult will stand firm and together in their struggles against the darkness. With Irrliam leading this council, most agreed with their decisions in all the debates, ensuring their wisdom will continue to guide us theologically and to settle disputes and issues in a way that satisfies all involved. After an entire night of festivities and games, the sun rises on the delegations, leaving Medurubar to return to their respective nations, with priests and scribes carrying copies of the debates minutes in tow to spread the good news to their homes and peoples. This marks the start of a new age for Bulwar, one of unity and strength through faith in Suriel. Let any who would challenge us now face the combined might of a unified Bulwar, ready to face the darkness and push it back from whence it came, whatever it may be and wherever it may have come from. May Suriel's light guide us all to salvation. Keep those fires burning all night, for we celebrate Suriel's glory. Divided cult will be removed, and moderate attendance at the council will be removed. Numair's stance on the cult. With the debates over, Mares Numair has been seen as a moderate among the delegates, never arguing too vehemently, nor giving in too easily. He tried to bring the discussions towards the idea that we can bring others into the light of Suriel without the need to destroy or conquer them. This was not a popular opinion among all present, but it was the one held by many at the council. Our ruler is determined, however, to ensure that the non-believers in his land will be cared for and made to see the light of Suriel, whether the others want it that way or not. They will come around in time, and we will be waiting for them in the light. Well, that is a good place to end the episode. We have gone through one of the new incidents in the Light and Dark update. And you know what? I'm not satisfied with it, right? Everybody just kind of bended the knee to Irrliam, and we are not okay with that. They're fanatic to the point where they believe that elves, mere mortals, have somehow been imbued with the soul of a god, and they have divinity. And we will not stand for the oppression. And in the next episode, we're going to prove that, because we are going to go right at Ezka Evran and their ally Irrliam. We're going to convince our allies to join, and yeah, we're gonna show them that there is strength in unity, and there is strength in strength in peace through war, I guess. But anyways, that is going to do it for today. I would like to thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.